Cool. So, album club. Oh yeah.
How are we changing the running order today for a wee laugh, just to keep you on your toes?
Also, no one listens to the album club. Like, consistently, I put this up on YouTube. The album club as its own section, and it'll get 200 views. Just no one cares. But we're just going to.
You say no one. That's
'Cause I
200
enjoy
people
it.
who listen.
Oh yeah. Like those 200 people matter to me, and they matter to you. So
Absolutely. One
Plus, I
person wants
enjoy
to
it.
listen. That's cool.
I enjoy it. The album club's fun.
That's cool, man. It's an eye opener.
You go.
Okie dokie. So I had Tedeschi Truck Band's Made Up Mind. Can't even pronounce the name. Just going to say it, from first listen, I fucking loved the album. I thought it was great. I thought there was a lot of passion in it. I don't think I've got a favourite track. I can't really think. It's So Heavy, I think, was maybe the one that stood out to me.
Okay.
And I watched a nice live version of it as well. But I also felt from that point in the album it kind of dragged on a wee bit until the last track.
Yep.
There was some mediocre guitar on the album. A very one or two tracks that just had, like, not great, but it clearly wasn't Derek Trucks playing.
Okay, there's a
Do you
comment.
agree or disagree?
I kind of know what you mean.
There was a bit where it was just like some... I don't want to say mediocre, that sounds really cruel, but like...
Well, she's playing next to Derek Trucks.
But even at that, just like... Maybe she was uncomfortable, or maybe it's just like she'd done something new.
Right.
Maybe because she doesn't solo much on the album, I don't think.
No.
Or at all, I'd imagine, probably throughout the career at that point, because it's like, it wasn't bad, it didn't sound terrible, but you could tell it was like unconfident vibrato and bends that just weren't quite as fluent as you would expect from other musicians, or you would get from the other musicians on the album. It sounds like a criticism. I didn't take anything away from the album for me, and it didn't like ruin the performance, but I just thought it was a bit strange that was on the album. But I still quite like that as well, because it's, for it being such a beautiful album, it's not polished in that respect. It is what it is. It's like heart on its sleeve. Yeah,
authentic.
Yeah, exactly. And like, as you were talking about as well, that the control they have in the band, Derek Trucks especially, that bringing everybody down to just fucking nothing and playing a wee bit and then just building it up, like you could feel that in almost every track.
Yeah.
And you could have probably sat with your eyes shut and thought this band recorded this live in the studio, because everything was so authentic.
Oh,
that
it will
way,
have been. It will have been.
rather than it just being track by track. Well, you can tell.
Yeah,
if that is the case, you definitely can tell, because it feels that way.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great.
Yeah. I like your comment there about feeling that it drags on, because I do know what you mean. Like I said, it was a struggle for me to pick one of their albums, and actually I feel that's probably the album, the one I recommended, is the one that drags the most, but it has my favourite song on it, so I picked that one.
Yeah. As I say, everything up to It's So Heavy was really beautiful, and it kept going. It's the kind of music I would listen to if I was maybe sitting listening to John Mayer, Jeff Buckley, just that kind of nice, chilled out, bluesy, but not just basic blues kind of sound. A lot of passion in the music as well, and telling like a story while it's going through. I really enjoyed it, but as I say, at that point there was a bit of a, not a disconnect, but it lost the momentum I was feeling.
I guess here's the question, because we know that albums don't make money anymore, and people don't spend money on music. Really, when we do these album clubs, it's a question of, would you go and see them?
I would definitely go and see them.
Yeah.
100%, but I think that's because I know that Derek Trucks would just deliver.
Yeah.
Because every video you see him playing, as you said yourself, he's an improviser.
Yep.
There's no doubt that in those bits he's probably going, right, cool, we'll just add an extra fucking 64 bars and I'll just go wild.
Yep.
Sound brilliant. Fucking help yourself.
Yeah, he just plays until he cues the band to come back in, which is cool.
That's what you want.
The reason I mentioned the would you go and see them thing is because that ties really nicely in with the band that you had me listen to, Between the Buried and Me. Colours,
great album.
Yeah. Because we are going to go and see them. They are supporting Tesseract.
They don't play anything from before Colours either, which is unfortunate, because the album before that, Alaska, is fucking great.
Right. I loved it. Like, just really, I can't.
It's unexpected, isn't it?
I can't. There are certainly aspects of it I didn't like.
Okay.
There are moments that I didn't like.
I'm going to guess it's going to be Tommy's harsh vocals.
No, I was absolutely fine with those. Really enjoyed that.
Okay.
Really enjoyed that. The bit
great
that
texture,
stands
isn't it?
out consistently for me as bits I don't like is there's a moment where it goes all Paris, like Euro jazz, accordion, And and there's the hoedown.
And the vocals. I know a bit you're a bit.
They both.
It's a bit Mike Patton, Mr. Bumbleish, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think forced is the right word, but I feel like that. I talk about this. I did a vlog on this. Like, can you ever have too much technique? I feel that when you can do something like that, you're more likely to do something like that to show that you can do something like that.
You were too preoccupied in thinking of whether you could. You didn't step back to think whether you should.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
They did jump out to me as being taken away from it. But I'm not going to lie to you and say this was my favorite track, because you're totally right, start to finish. You can't step into that album in any place other than start to finish, because you've got repeating themes that can't criticize it aside from the hoedown.
I think that, like, in my head when I listen to that album, it's like you're listening to Queen if Queen had existed 30 years later. You know what I mean? The band is a greater sum than their parts, but it's like they can take wee bits of music for every genre you can think of, but it's not just for the sake of showing off. It's that's how they want the song to go. Yeah, I know what you mean with the hoedown, but it's fucking silly. Yeah, it is. Live, it's funny.
Yeah, and that's
the Colours DVD's class.
When you just said it's funny, that I think that's exactly it. It's the kind of thing that makes you laugh.
Yeah. Colours is like it's a story. It's a progression in each like different track in each part of the songs. You're getting like a different feel the band can do.
Yeah, but that kind of detracted just a hair, because for me, up until that moment happens, it's not a fun album. It just grabs you. It's it just takes over everything. It's beautiful, and then so I feel like I'm listening to art and expression, and then something funny happens, and I'm like, while I did totally listen to it and go, what is this, and laugh, I was also like, does this take away from how heavy and artistic I felt everything has been up until this point?
Okay.
But
honestly, that's a really interesting view on it. I like that.
I loved it. I had it on yesterday or the day before while I was doing some washing up, and you just know that it's something's crept into your subconscious when a moment comes up and you're humming along to it before it happens. And you're just waiting for like a big melody to drop, and you don't know how you know it's coming, but you've listened to it enough that you know, that bit that I really like is about to drop. So I did. I enjoyed it, and I'm really, really looking forward to seeing them. I probably wouldn't have bought a ticket to go and see them
themselves
before this week. No. Now I'd totally go.
Okay, cool. Right,
but I guess that's really the ultimate compliment. I would go and see them as a support act if I didn't like the headliner.
Yes, you would go to the gig to see that band, not necessarily just go for the headliner. That's cool. I get that. It's cool.
So yeah, enjoyed that.
Sweet.
Right, this week I thought about, I don't know why, you're familiar with the band. You're totally familiar with the band.
Okay.
Everyone's familiar with the band. It's kind of topical. But I went down this route. I was thinking about it whilst listening to Colours, actually, because prog and themes of concept and concept albums and things like that, just being super prog. So the album I'm going to give to you today is Symphony X. Yes. And it's the Odyssey. I'm going to go with the Odyssey by Symphony X.
I'm just getting it up on my phone so I can save it,
because I absolutely love that album. It was my favourite Symphony X album for a very long time, and I've over listened to it in the same way that like.
So someone with Sea of Lies and that on it?
No,
okay.
That's Divine Wings.
I don't know much of their stuff, so that's quite good. Like I've seen them live with you, but I don't know too much of their stuff. Sorry, continue. Yeah, so I picked this because really this album, there's two things. There's the album full of songs. Wicked is on there, and it is on Inferno. Yeah, Inferno is on there. King of Terrors and Accolade 2 is on there, which all just feel like songs. And then the last track is the Odyssey, and that's 26 minutes or something like that. I love it, and what I'm going to say to you is don't just listen to it. If you can take the 26 minutes to listen to it with the lyrics and read it as you're listening to it, okay,
because it tells the story of the Odyssey,
right?
From setting out, leaving Ithaca, going out and the Cyclops and the mermaids and all of these things, and then returning home and finding that your wife has been taken by another man and having to cut down all of your foes. It's just an epic. It's an epic. There we go. Because Homer's Odyssey, the story, the Odyssey, is a classic anyway. So to have that done in song form, it's great. And there's some really, 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 really good musical moments in there. I really like the chorus when the eye breaks, and there's a riff in Sirens. In fact, I should make a note to myself to do a theory breakdown of why the riff in Sirens is so damn cool. I'll tell you very briefly. I can't even remember which. Yeah, so it plays, the verse riff plays in a triplet feel, and then immediately afterwards they play the exact same riff, but they play it in a straight groove, and it's like, I've just heard this, I know this incredibly but now it's just somehow heavier. Super cool. You'll dig that in Sirens.
Yeah, I love that shit. And like the drums and the feel changes, and it might be the same notes, but it's a completely different riff.
Yeah, so Odyssey, and of course Michael Romeo on guitar, so you're going to get some beasting solos. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Not that matters. I said this to...
Of course it matters.
No, it doesn't. I said this to Mike. It was definitely you. Yeah. Yeah, you sent me a track. I can't remember who it was. You sent me something to check out, and I just enjoyed it because it was groove. Just groove. And I find the more I'm listening to like Monuments and Tesseract, it's just changed who I am. I found myself thinking the other day that guitar solos are just a waste of time.
Yeah, you actually wrote that back. Was that when I was letting you hear, was it Loathe?
Yes.
Aye. Band from Liverpool that Kieran put me on, fun enough, K-Mac. And it's like, if Gent and the Deftones had a children, had a children?
Yeah, had a children.
Yes.
Yeah, I just found myself thinking like, guitar solos, why? When you can just have a heavy as fuck groove.
But that stuff's there's so many complex parts to that song, and it still fits perfect. It's beautiful. Sorry, we're totally detracting.
Yeah.
So
Symphony X,
the Odyssey. Cool. I've got that saved. I'll give that a listen. I have one that you will probably be familiar with. You're definitely familiar with the band, in a similar vein, but whether you're big on the album or not, I'm not too sure. And your listening club for this week, or album club for this week, is Incubus, Science.
Okay. I know the band. I don't know the... I'll bring it up. Let me see.
Okay.
Go on, talk.
So, most people that know Incubus know Drive, Make Yourself, Nice to Know You, all the kind of alt-rock stuff they done that made them very popular. And I think that's great, and I love their career because they're so progressive in that sense. But Science is fucking incredible because it's like relentless funk, and there's bits in it that are heavy as fuck. You've got like a Certain Shade of Green is fucking violent, but they've just got this great mix, and to go back to like saying it again, they are a greater sum than their parts. Like, I can't think of a better kind of alt/new metal styled band that doesn't fit that mold but does. And the energy on the album's fucking great as well, and just the musicianship's silly too. Some of the vocals are a wee bit out of tune, but I think that adds to it.
Yep.
Because it's not like, unless you're sitting really critiquing it, that it bothers you.
Yep.
Otherwise it just fits great. Because like the melodies he's singing over, some of the weird chord progressions, and the relentless slap bass going through the album's fucking incredible. And like keyboards and synths, and like the effects over the guitars that are like long big fade-ins with reverb over the top of them, and like a DJ and beautiful hip-hop drums. There's just something about it that's just energy. It's a great album, and I think you'll enjoy it for that. I hope you do.
I enjoy it because there's a moustache on the front cover.
Well, it's a great album cover. It really is. I haven't personally looked into the lyrics as like whether they're mega insightful or not. I don't think they will be, but I think for an album that's like, you want to get hyped up and you're in a good mood and you just want to listen to something that's clearly good musicians playing music they think is fun, then that's straight in there, and I listen to it quite often.
I will jump in and look at lyrics because I don't know, it's always important to me.
They might be great, I don't know. Brandon Boy's usually fantastic lyrically. Fantastic, I don't know why I said that way. But I haven't done so myself, so I couldn't say that there's lots of great themes to the music, honestly, and to with any conviction, because I don't know if there is. There might not be.
Okay, I can do that. Are they still going?
Yes, they're still touring.
So
Granted,
not
I don't
made me
know.
hear that often anymore.
No, see, that's the thing. Like, as I say, I love their career and I love that they've progressed, because they went from the kind of angry, rebellious funk rock, new metal into fitting in with like the Deftones and stuff, with the kind of alt side and Modern View, Make Yourself, into Light Grenades, and then for there in their career, it's like they've went more poppy alt rock, if that's the right way to put it. Like, so it's a bit more accessible and a bit more predictable music wise, if you know what I mean. But playing it a bit more safe, which I don't think's a bad thing, because their songs are still really good. But I don't listen to the later stuff anywhere near as much as I listen to earlier mid-career.
All right,
personally.
cool. Incubus, Science, Symphony X.
The Odyssey.
I've been an asshole because I said that I was going to bring in a fan album, a listener album, and I should have remembered this. I should have done this beforehand. Have you?
Yes.
How? Who?
A good friend of mine's, Andy Torrance. Andy sent me a message saying, I know you guys were looking potentially at picking a second album or another album to listen to, and have you heard of this artist? You probably will have. I haven't. John Fulbright?
Nope.
No? I'll find the name of the album. Him and I text quite a lot, so I'm just going through this group chat to see which isn't nonsense memes and talking about electric drum kits and other bollocks.
Nonsense memes and broken dreams, unless you're K-Mac.
Yeah, then it's nonsense memes and making bank, I suppose. Sorry, pardon me, I'm trying to find this. Satan and St. Paul was one of the songs that came off it. That might be the name of the album. Sorry, the album is called From the Ground Up.
From the Ground Up by...
Yes. John Fulbright.
And did he tell us why we should listen to this? Or?
I'll tell you what he said. Boy has a voice that sounds like he was raped by his uncle.
Wow.
That's...
Well, that'll bring back some traumatic memories.
Fucking hell. I want to play it out because, no offence to Andy, and I might be wrong, but generally speaking, I think he's like the same as me. He kind of sticks to the music he knows, or has done traditionally, and it's always been like Megadeth and thrash stuff and rock, Aussie, etc. So for him to recommend a country album to me was quite unusual, and that's why it's kind of stuck in my head. So we'll give that a wee bash. From the Ground Up by John Fulbright.
From the Ground Up by John Fulbright. Awesome.
Thanks again, Andy.
Cheers. Let's move on to the next section. Let's have a fight.